The hype train lost some steam for generational talent Kyler Muray last night after an impressive 6-for-7 debut. Kyler struggled last night against the Raiders. Muray certainly looked like a rookie, going only 3 for 8 for 12 passing yards, was sacked twice, including once for a safety. Quarterback was at least responsible for 3 flags, 1 delay a game, and 2 false starts. Afterward, Kyler admitted he didn't look good, but also chalked it up to being only the preseason. We're joined now by NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks. Folks, you missed him. During the commercial break, it was heated here. This one's going to get good. All right, Bucky, are you concerned by what you saw last night from generational talent Kyler Muray?
It's the preseason. He's a rookie. It's his only second
What time of year is it?
It's preseason.
Okay.
It's the preseason. We're not even game planning yet. We haven't even got the game plan. That doesn't start to week 3 of the preseason when the coaches put in the plan where they're really trying to prepare the players to get ready to play. Some teams take a different approach. It seemed like the Raiders took a serious approach. They came after him. They brought pressure. They brought blitzes. And he didn't respond well to it. But when you're a young quarterback, you know where you go to get answers?
Where's that?
Your coach. And so I think it's a bigger indictment on Cliff Kingsbury. He has to have answers for his young quarterback.
So you're passing the buck. Has nothing to do with the quarterback.
I mean, that's why we pay the coach. The coach is the coach. He's supposed to put together the plan.
So if he played well, you'd be out here waving your pom-poms talking about,
I would.
Look at you would.
I would.
And you wouldn't be bringing up Cliff Kingsbury.
I would be bringing up Cliff Kingsbury.
No, you would not. You would be telling me right now about how good he is, how he's a generational talent.
He's going to be great. He's going to be a great one.
And you're the same guy. I remember before, years ago, you just said the same thing. You were saying when Ryan Leaf started out, you told me that it was only the preseason and not to worry.
It's the preseason.
Okay, I just want to know.
It's the preseason. Before the season, Rob, you're overreacting.
You can't have it both ways, though. And my point is just, if it doesn't matter when he plays well, then we shouldn't say, oh, look, I told you, if he plays well in the preseason, why do we put so much stock in playing well? And then if you don't play well...
It does matter, but it doesn't count. This matters because now he has teaching tape. Greg can talk to it. Sometimes you need to put some things on film so now you can say, hey, Kyler, these things have been showing up in practice. We hadn't addressed them. Now it showed up in the game. Now I have your attention. Let's get it corrected. If he has a good coach, the coach is going to take care of that, and they'll get it going. The thing that we haven't seen, the version of the Cardinals offense that we're seeing, that's not the version we're going to see in the regular season. They're playing very close to the vest. They're not even really doing the air raid stuff that we've seen for so long. We will see a different Kyler Muray when the regular season comes.
Yeah, and for me, I look at what he showed us last night. And was it great? Not by any stretch. But was it all his fault? Nowhere close. When you are inheriting a bad football team, all the pressure then surmounts on your back. And everybody wants you to be this superhero man that you have to now get a team that won, what, 3 games last year? To now try to get them to be even relevant.
That's why you got the #1
This is why you get,
because they've won 3 games.
But you also understand the process. And the process consists of getting your quarterback and making sure then now that we got the quarterback, we got to protect him. We got to establish pieces around him and put personnel around him that's going to help our chances of being better. Because we know what he is. We know what he's capable of.
He's a generational talent.
He's a generational talent.
We said this.
Once in a generation.
Once in a generation. Rob, you even said it before. What other player do we know? What other player do we know that has been drafted top 10 in 2 major sports?
And you're a baseball guy.
I know that.
And you're a baseball guy.
How many guys?
I said earlier.
How many guys, Rob?
When he went 3 for 8 yesterday, if it was
you said it was baseball.
he'd be great.
I did. I heard you say that, yes.
But this is football, and there were just stuff, and this is my problem. You're right, the team is bad. Is this going to hurt him as he tries to develop and tries to get to that next level?
No,
He's going to be in trouble because they can't protect him, because they don't have the other players to go with them. That's what I'm saying as you go forward.
So this is what's so great about what they're doing with him now by putting him on the field. You're a baseball guy, so it's like trying to figure out how do I build my team for a baseball stadium. So now I have my quarterback. I play him the first year, and then I see what do we need to surround him with to allow him to succeed. We've seen this model happen multiple times in the last few years. Carson Wentz, first year was okay. Second year, they upgraded talent around them. They go to the Super Bowl. We saw Jared Goff. Same thing. They upgraded the coaching staff and the talent around him. He played differently. This year, we're seeing in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield. They let him play last year. This year, Odell Beckham Jr. They upgraded defense. Now the Cleveland Browns should be a team that we're talking about contending in the AFC. Kyler Murray this year is to play, to figure out what he can do really well, and then it's on the front office to go and get the pieces that they need to be successful.
Well, with the new front office, right? We would assume this year's going to be a tough one.
I'm saying that hopefully they win enough games that Steve Keim and those guys can kind of see the plan to the end. But there was a plan in place, obviously, when they took him. Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray are married at the hip. When they made the out-of-the-box hire to get Cliff Kingsbury, they got him for his offensive acumen. So now, who do I want? I want Kyler Murray as my quarterback. He's been chasing him forever. So now these two guys will grow in the league together, and we'll see. Maybe it'll be an epic failure, but you have to give him time.
You got to admit that there's a chance of that.
Yeah,
there's always a chance.
Do we know Bucky, I don't want to make it about Steve Keim. He has butchered draft after draft. They just cut Kim Diche, the kid from Ole Miss. Like, how many top 10 picks does he have to miss on? How many more chances is this guy going to get?
Look, man, the draft is a 50-50 proposition in the first round.
Even when you're drafted in the top 10?
Even when you're... And look, Kim Diche was at the bottom.
No, but Cooper was in the top 10. Rosen was 10.
Look, sometimes, with Rosen, the only reason they moved on from Rosen because they felt like they had an upgrade in Kyler Murray. And when you get a new head coach typically gets to pick the guy that he wants for his quarterback. So he opted for Kyler Murray over Josh Rosen. I'm still a believer and think that Josh Rosen has an opportunity to be a solid quarterback in this league. But when it comes back to Kyler Murray, man, we're judging off 4-5 drives that we've seen him.
He's judging.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
That's what you do.
That's what we do.
That's what you do.
No, we can't sit here and wait for his career to play out and then come back and then have a conversation.
It's the preseason.
We're going to talk about it as it goes forward.
I mean,
and you just know it. Had he had a big night, you would be here, Bucky, going crazy.
And Bucky, I want to add, you said the word great earlier about Kyler Murray. You think he's going to be...
No, I think he said generational talent.
Generational talent. He is going to be a great one. I think he's going to be a great one because, look, if we go and we look at what Baker Mayfield has been able to do in this league, you can go to Oklahoma and say that Kyler Murray was a better player. He produced better numbers.
But Baker Mayfield had 46 starts in college. Murray had 6.
Let the man
Oh, hey, Sam Darnold only had 26 or 27 starts.
They're different quarterbacks, totally.
How?
Different systems, different division, conferences.
Look, and I would go on record and say that I thought that Kyler Murray was a better prospect coming out than Sam Darnold. Yes.
Wow.
I believe that. Because what Kyler Murray offers all the arm talent, all the pocket passing skills, plus the running skills, plus the other stuff that he can do when it breaks down. I can't say that Sam Darnold can do that. And we saw Sam Darnold last year. He got better after they sat him down. And then he reset and had an opportunity to play. And then what did the Jets do? Oh, let's go get Le'Veon Bell. Let's go upgrade the people around him. This is a longer process. It's not, hey, we got the quarterback, everything is fixed. They got to put the pieces around.
Only thing I don't get is other than the Cardinals and Kingsbury, nobody else in the top we're going to touch the guy you say is a generational.
Who was taking him in the top 10?
Who else would have taken him other than?
He was the top quarterback in the draft class. Like, there was nobody else that was ranked ahead of him.
I think some people had Haskins as number 1.
Well, look, I believe that Haskins should have been up there, but that's another conversation.
Okay.
But Kyler Murray, Haskins, Kyler Murray would have been the guy to go. When we polled executives, he was the guy at the top because he is a unique talent, a unique playmaker. And as the NFL continues to morph into college football and we see more Saturday concepts, he is actually the gateway to more of these athletic quarterbacks entering the league.
And we always talk about how, or I should say, you keep highlighting how it will be detrimental to Kyler's success because he's surrounded with such a bad team and because he's going to have to endure so much. It also can help as an incentive for him moving forward, something that he can look at the film and say, you know what, I learned this from last year because we were so bad. Every single week, from week to week, there was something to build upon. And so it will teach him what he can do, what he can't do, what works, what doesn't work. It will be a learning experience for him this entire season as he continues to progress. We all know that and understand that. But to sit here and try to make it seem like he's not going to be a special player.
I didn't say that.
Just not.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what I saw.
You said you seen Pop Warner players that are either taller or better or whatever. Like, I mean, you took a shot.
All I'm saying is I watched last night. It wouldn't have made me go online to buy season tickets for the Cardinals.
Yeah, so short term, you're not buying Kyler.
I'm not.
Long term.
He's a show-me player to me. I will have to be convinced in watching him that he is that guy.
Rob.
People have been trying to tell me that Steph Curry's that guy forever.
He is already
he
that
is
guy.
not that
Oh,
guy.
stop it.
And what I mean by that is, no, don't look at me like that, Greg. Steph Curry's a great player, but when you ask him to make a shot when it matters, we haven't seen him be able to make that shot.
I mean, like I kind of lean on this.
No, so, you know I'm
the Steph Curry
Bucky,
part.
don't.
I lean.
Bucky,
I'm with you on the Steph Curry
not
thing.
gonna
They're different.
Tell me one player that gets drafted that we don't say, oh, he has to show me.
No, I get that.
Okay, so we're gonna use that every time.
Circumstances because he's so unique, because he's so small, because we just don't know if it transfers over. There have been a lot of guys who have had great college careers who couldn't make the transition. Can you at least give me that?
And there's been a lot of guys.
I can give you that. I don't think he's one of those.
All right, but I'm just saying.
But there's
so it's not automatic.
Rob, but there's also been a lot of guys who've had great, outstanding college careers and did nothing in the pros. What do you say to that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Wait, so Bucky, just to be clear, you're on Kyler long-term over Darnold. Are you on Kyler over Baker as well?
No, but I think this. I think here's the thing when you look at the Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray comparison. Same situation at Oklahoma, same offense. We saw how Baker was able to go from Oklahoma, come right into the league and light it up. We're talking about a more explosive athlete, a more dynamic playmaker, a guy who is comparable as a passer. Why would I not believe that Kyler Murray can make the same transition that Baker Mayfield did?
That's a fair question. I'm not as bullish as you are, but thank you, Bucky. Great stuff. Listen, Sam Darnold, now that's a guy who looked great last night. He looked phenomenal. He is a generational talent. We'll be talking about Sam Darnold next here on the show.